All right, so why don't we take a closer look at the Kawasaki Mule 2510. And obviously somebody has gone crazy Tasmanian devil all over this thing. It's got mud flaps, Tasmanian devil, stickers all over it, Tasmanian devil. There's one there. We'll probably leave the mud flaps but take off some of these. Some of these stickers are peeling off anyway. We've got a flat tire right here, so we'll probably check, see where that's leaking. Seat has some rips in it. For now, we are just gonna throw some tape on it. I don't know if the seats tilt on these. They do. So we've got the radiator in the front, but it looks like also a cap right here. There's the back side of the shifter. We need to check the air box, check the air filter. Let's go ahead and do that, because if I need to order an air filter, I'd like to go ahead and order one. Man, those things are they're tight. Some leverage on this thing. Chickens out here. Alright, so that is all. I'm gonna guess this air filter is gonna look pretty bad. Oh, that is not bad at all. Looks like the pre-filter is probably gone, but that's not bad. We can live with that for a while. Much better than I thought it'd be. Here's the gas tank. Of course, it's got a Tasmanian devil sticker on it too. We are missing, there's little pins that are supposed to drop down in here. Those are missing. They've just got a little clip on here. So we'll probably just make some of those. And we're missing the tailgate cables. I might just fix up a chain or something. We'll see. Or maybe I'll make some cables for it. There's the chicken that's noisy. Wheels are a little bit rusty, but we can throw some paint on them. The tires are in really good shape. They got a little bit of weather cracking on them, but not bad. I don't think they're definitely not the originals, because I think they're oversized. My research shows it should have 22 by 11 on 10-inch rims. These are 23 by 11 on 10-inch rims, so looks like somebody has put a little bit bigger tires on it. Looking in here, looks like that shock mount is a little loose, or maybe that's how it's supposed to be, but it looks pretty good. We got a little bit of rust. We'll probably just throw some paint, some Rust-Oleum on any rusty spots, just knock off the surface rust and hit it with some Rust-Oleum. I think that's about all we need to look at here. It looks like the drive shafts and everything are in good shape. The original, what's left of the original choke cable is right here. And I'll show y'all what he did. He put one right here, and he told me it's backwards. So pulled out is choked, pushed in is unchoked. And what we've got over here is a broken off choke cable. So if we tilt the bed, I guess I'll show y'all in here first. We've got this has been pushed through. It looks like they had something bolted through the bed and it just pushed through the bed. This one's cracked and it's got spots on the other side where it's been drilled. I kind of feel like they had maybe like a hunting rack or something on it with maybe some seats, and it just too much weight and it pushed through the bed. So if we tilt it up, don't lose the tire. We are missing the guide rod, or the support rod. There's a support rod that's supposed to go from there, and I think it locks in right there. It's missing, and I'm guessing that's why they have that chain right there, is that chain was supposed to hook in there, but that would not be very far to tilt. You would expect they would tilt it further than that, so we might kind of do something similar, but give it just a little bit more chain. The benefit to the rod would be it would keep it from falling back down. You could tilt it up and you could lock it, but it's missing. I might order one, or I might just put a piece of chain, like I said, and because that's a little bit short to tilt. I made a mistake when I said that they did away with the mechanical fuel pump. This thing originally did have an electric fuel pump. So all they did is they replaced the original Kawasaki fuel pump, electric fuel pump, with just an aftermarket Mr. Gasket fuel pump. And I'll probably leave that one there. When I was looking up the fuel pump for this thing, I found references that people were complaining that the fuel pumps weren't lasting in these things, and they were, seeking other fuel pumps. So we're gonna leave that one in there. It's working, and unless I have any issues with it, we'll probably just let that one stay there. Oh, the choke cable. So this is just an automotive choke cable, and he hooked it up to here, which is backwards. That's why it's operating backwards, because he hooked it up here. So we'll probably order a choke cable. I like to have things like they were, like they're supposed to be, and so we'll probably order a choke cable and put one on there. It looks like it's missing part of the engine shroud right here. It looks like it might be broken off. There's a little broken piece. So the flywheel's showing right there. I will probably try to find one. I'm not sure if that, I was about to say it might mess with the cooling with it off, but this is a water-cooled engine, so maybe it doesn't. I'm not sure why. I don't know if it had like a graded area over that. I don't know. I'd have to look up a picture of it. But, we could find one of these covers. We'll have to see. What else? Carb. I mean, it looks decent, but, we're not going to know what this thing's like until we dig into it. Everything else on the engine looks good. Decent oil. Drive shafts look to be, or axle shafts appear to be in good shape. It's got good oil in the rear end. You can see down there, it's nice and clear. Let's see what else. Muffler guard or exhaust guard right there is a little rusty, but not bad. Looks like there's probably a fiberglass. I don't know if that's a heat shield or somebody's fiberglass. No, I guess that's just a heat shield. All the linkages and stuff like that are working and appear to be in good shape. Like I said, tires look really good, lots of tread. You can see there's the original paint on the leaf springs right there. The gas tank is rough, so that's going to be probably it, and the carburetor are going to be our main issues here. So probably what I'm going to do is I'll pull the gas tank out of it. I called my local muffler shop and they said the county shut them down on doing gas tanks, so I will probably clean this thing out myself. Probably clean it and coat it. So for the time being, I might just put a temporary tank in here, and then we will address this tank. Give us some more time to get this tank figured out. Let's see, what else? Guess we can move to the front. Mufflers, I mean, it's got surface rust on it, but it's not rusted out anywhere. Still nice and quiet. I guess we'll need to look at the air filter over here at some point, but those are, that one's not wanting to come off, so we'll leave that for now. It's got an air filter here for the belt drive. Got good clothes on and getting my hands quite dirty. It's got a little EverStart value battery. Nothing wrong with that. It's probably bigger than what came in it, and it's 12 of 18, so it's not very old. It's only about 2 months old. Let's see. Like I said, this thing is air cooled. I mean, water cooled. So you've got the radiator up front. Appears to be in good shape, doesn't appear to be leaking. It's full of coolant. Coolant looks good and green. It is missing this little cover right here. So we'll probably just make a little cover and put there. There's a cover right here that gets you access to the master cylinder. I have not opened this up or looked in here. Let's see. And we'll see if it's low on brake fluid. It's got good brakes. And brake fluid looks fine. So that's good. The thing's got good brakes, 4-wheel drive works well, high, low, from what I can tell, differential lock works. In that video, I stated that, it pulled that trailer. I did not have the diff lock in, and I also was curious about that. If that could be a diff lock for front and for rear. That's the 4-wheel drive shifter right down here. I think it's in 4-wheel drive right there, and to the left would be 2-wheel drive. To the left when you're sitting in it. This is differential lock for the rear, lock and unlock. Like I said, all these seem to work. Cables are working. So that's diff lock rear. And then you've got your shifter. It's missing a shift knob. And then high and low over there on the far right, and of course headlights on and off. It's got a temp light right here, and let's see, anything else? Hour meter, it shows low hours. I have no idea if it works. We'll have to see if it actually is counting up. It's got a little pull thing here for who knows what. I guess maybe something this one wasn't optioned for. Back to the front differential. When I was reading about these things, it has a limited slip front differential in it. So that's nice. So if you lock the rear and then the front's a limited slip. This headlight, they look like aftermarket headlights. This one's got some water in it. Probably just drill a hole in it and let it drain. Drill a hole in the bottom of it. This one's still sealed up okay. They both work. It's got this huge aftermarket or homemade brush guard on it. And to me, it sticks out too far. We'll see if I like it or not. It'll probably stay on here. It's just whether I trim it down a little bit, make it a little bit shorter. But chances are it'll probably stay just like that. Moving on to the front end. The CV boots are in good shape. I don't know if they're original. I would guess that they probably are. And that little boot's good there too. Have not gotten to the front axle to check the oil in it. There might be a panel in the floorboard to get to it, or you might have to get to it from underneath. Steering seems to be in good shape. You know, like I said, I don't know where you would get in to check the differential, but we will check it, the front differential. So it's got this nice hood here. This, I guess, maybe was a mirror, a rear view mirror, maybe flip down rear view mirror, or sun visor that's no longer there. It's got these mirrors, one on each side. Yeah, not real sure on that. But it's got this nice top. It's in good shape, no issues. Looks like they siliconed around it, probably to keep it from rattling back here. We've got tops on our other two Mules, and I think one of them, it rattles a little bit. So that's probably what they were trying to fix there. The bed, other than those spots, is in good shape. Even come along here, we just got a little few spots where surface rust is popping through. The beds on these things, if they get used for utility work, the paint does not hold up on them and they end up rusting out. So this one to me is, I would consider, I mean, you can't say it's perfect condition, but I would consider it extremely good condition for being a 98 to be this good. This to me is a really good shaped bed. So let's tilt this back down. And like I said, I think we're done on the engine parts of it. Let's see, covered engine. Of course, it looks like it's been pressure washed at some point because it looks like lines of a high pressure washer. I'm guessing probably right before they sold it, they pressure washed it, or put it for sale, they pressure washed it. Looking underneath it, I mean, you can't see much. You see some rust under the battery tray, of course. Everything else, I mean, it looks decent. You know, the frame looks in decent shape other than, like I said, some surface rust and stuff. Let's see what else. All right, let's tilt this down and we'll go over the back hitch, everything. This hitch, it looks like it had maybe a smaller receiver hitch maybe on it or something, and they just butted this up to it and welded it on here. It sticks out kind of far, but I'll probably leave it. I thought at first I'd remove it, but really to pull any trailer, you're gonna have to get it further back. This is tucked way too far in to be able to pull anything. It sticks out from under the, the bed sticks out too far. So we will probably leave this here and you know, do it leave the hitch like that. I might try to find a receiver hitch that pops up a little bit higher because it's pretty low. But I'm not going to be pulling heavy trailers or anything with this thing. It would be mainly to move empty trailers around, so it should be just fine like this. And I mean, it doesn't seem to phase it with, you know, my weight leveraged out as tongue weight, so it wouldn't be much more heavier than me with tongue weight from any of our other trailers that are empty. Not like our camper or anything like that. I wouldn't try to move that. What else? Tail lights. I don't know if they work or not. I didn't bring the keys out here with me. Like I said, it's not running well, so I don't really want to run it much. With it running bad on this bad gas, can't help it. So looks like we're missing something right here. I'm gonna guess maybe a auxiliary power port, like a cigarette lighter. I don't know what went here. Maybe nothing. It might have just had a plug in there for something else. We might put a switch in there for, maybe we'll put like maybe a reverse light or something. That would be handy. Flip on to when you're backing up. I've got that on my four-wheeler. It's really nice to have when you're riding at night and needing to back up so you're not blind. And I like having a auxiliary port, mainly because I've got a real powerful handheld spotlight that plugs into a cigarette lighter. And we have, whenever we lose a chicken or something like that, we're normally realize it at night, and so we're driving around with the spotlight, looking around, trying to find it. And we use the four-wheeler for that. I put a plug on the four-wheeler, so probably do something like that. This bumper looks like it's attached decently. I mean, it's just bolted to the frame right there in that one spot. It's not super heavy duty right there, but I mean, for just a bumper, it's fine. If I was going to put a winch on this, which I might, I would probably reinforce this some, or I don't know. I'd have to probably build off of it if I was going to put a winch on it, but we'll see. No idea. It'd be handy to have one on it, but not a necessity. Let's see. If y'all didn't know it, but on these they have the air intake way up here, and that's not, I mean, I guess it is kind of a snorkel, but it's mainly, well, I mean, it is a snorkel design, but it's not for water mainly. I mean, because they're not going to expecting you to drive over your head in water with these things. It's mainly for dust, to help keep the dust down. Yeah, it's dual purpose, I guess, like any snorkel, but I think their thinking was dust. So, like I said, what's on the list? We'll just tape up the seat for now. We're going to, I've already ordered a carb kit for it, so we will clean up the carburetor on it. We're gonna probably put a temporary fuel tank on it. I've got a plastic tank. We'll see if that works, if I can make that work. If not, I've got a 6-gallon boat tank. I might just set in the bed so we can still run it around and use it while I deal with the tank. I don't want to take it down where I can't move it around and stuff, so we'll probably throw it on a boat tank or that little plastic tank I've got, if I can make that work down there. And we'll pull this tank out and probably clean it with some vinegar and see what it looks like after that. I don't know what it looks like in the bottom, if the bottom's all rusted out too, or if it's just the top from condensation. Normally if the top's rusty, the bottom's gonna be rusty too, so we'll probably end up coating that tank. A new tank's like $300, so we're definitely gonna try to work with this one. We'll need to fix this leaky tire, see where it's leaking, and plug it or put some slime in it, or reseal it around the rim, whatever it needs. We'll drain that headlight. We'll probably make a shift knob for it. Eventually we'll order a choke cable for it. Probably do oil and filter. It's got decent looking oil and everything in it, but did not look to see if the filter looks like it's been changed at any point in time. Where's the filter on this thing? Let's see, what else? We'll make some tailgate pins. Air filter looks good for now. Filter's a little rusty. Got a little bit of rust on it, so it probably needs a filter change. I don't know if it's got marks on it, like maybe someone did put that one on there, so at some point it probably had an oil change. But like I said, the oil itself looks good. I don't know if they just, it smells decent too. I don't know if they just changed the oil and didn't change the filter, or if it just hasn't been used much since it last had its oil change. So I think we've kind of got our steps on what we're going to do, and we should be able to get this thing in good shape. I don't like that, man. We're gonna put a rubber cap over that. I can see bumping into that rusty and pointed. That looks better. So yeah, I'm happy with it. I hope we can make that carburetor good. I hope it's not too far gone. So that's kind of my only concern. That and the tank. If both of those are shot, that adds probably another $600 to my purchase price. They're about $300 each. So anyway, it looks like it's starting to rain, so it sounds like it. Thanks for watching. Leave a comment down below. Hit the like button and subscribe for more.